Hello healers! Following the recent update to LIFESTAFF passives, I wanted to make this quick video to share my thoughts on them and to talk about LIFESTAFF in general. New World did not give specific information in their patch notes for the changes they implemented to these passives. In the patch notes they said, and I quote, "Slightly improved the performance of LIFESTAFF changes to the passive abilities Mending Touch and Blissful Touch." I think that this being worded as an improvement to the passives isn't entirely correct, as I would label these changes strictly as a nerf to your overall healing output, especially in regards to Blissful Touch. And I say this as a nerf with the acknowledgement that these changes will potentially lead to less lag in wars due to the change in animation on these passives, and that nobody can spam heal their feet anymore to cheese with tanky builds. With these positives aside, let's talk about how the change feels in-game. This change feels as though it fundamentally changes how you approach healing with LIFESTAFF, since you no longer feel as though light attacks are viable to fill in as small heals while waiting on cooldowns, making your LIFESTAFF a DPS weapon unless you have a skill available. While you can spam light attacks to reduce these cooldowns with Revitalize, this change, in my opinion, still makes the LIFESTAFF feel even more clunky and less like a true healing weapon. Where there used to be an AoE splash zone around the passives when you spec'd into them, there is now simply a projectile orb that needs to be accurately aimed through your teammates. This means that while you can still certainly try to aim the orb at their feet during intense fights to fill in healing gaps while skills are on cooldown, from what I've tested so far, it is so much more buggy and only seems to heal about half the time. In order to get maximum healing from this passive while using light attacks, the most consistent way to get healing now is to shoot the orb directly through teammates, really blurring the lines here on if this is FPS healing or MMO healing, and overall lowering whatever output you were previously giving with this passive, since teammates can easily sidestep your heal. Also, I'm hoping this is a bug, but I can't see healing numbers appear when I do heal people with Blissful Touch anymore. This also adds to some frustration testing, as I need to hardcore stare at my party frames to guesstimate my healing output. This change is especially unreasonable to try and use in PvP situations when teammates are constantly moving and dodging to avoid enemy attacks. And unless you're throwing your light attacks on your relatively immobile ranged DPS in dungeons, it's not very reliable to spam these on melee groupmates that are constantly dodging attacks. I found this nerf particularly disappointing for two reasons. One, because this passive was actually very fun to use as a healer. Since you only have 3 healing skills to work with, this allowed you to feel like you were contributing to the overall survival of your team with your light attacks. 2, because they didn't change any of the other issues in healing that actually need to be addressed to improve the overall clunkiness of this weapon. Some of these changes could include things like being able to keybind each party frame individually, allowing you to select anyone you want to heal with your auto target, instead of relying on the very finicky scroll tool currently used in-game. These auto-targeted skills could even be reworked completely to have a small AoE splash zone of healing, as opposed to the current single target heals, to make healing completely immersive and take away that tab target element of the game that isn't used elsewhere anyway. They could also make LIFESTAFF heals scale off of focus, and have the focus attribute scale off of healing instead of off of damage, thus encouraging the healing role while discouraging DPS who are also healers, and those who run over 200 points in other attributes while still doing huge burst healing. Any one of these changes would be a huge quality of life improvement and really offer an overall improvement to the healing role. Nerfing passives that simply make LIFESTAFF feel like a more complete healing weapon, instead of reworking those passives to be as useful as they once were, without this new expectation of insane projectile FPS style healing, would have been a much better option in my opinion, and I'm hoping future changes work on this. Or really, if future changes address anything else I talked about above. And don't get me wrong, I still love healing and I won't be dropping LIFESTAFF, but I can't say I'm not disappointed in this update, especially because there wasn't any information given regarding the specifics of the change. Let me know what you guys think about this update in the comments. Also, let me know if there's anything you think would improve the quality of LIFESTAFF healing as well. Thanks for watching, I'll catch you guys in the video.